Guys, in this video we're going to look at how you can look at hedging your portfolio that may be down from the current market downturn. Look at an effective, simple strategy. Let's jump straight into this. So guys, obviously the cryptocurrency market in general has been in a large downturn. We covered the fundamental reasons for that. Well, the biggest factor in my last video.
The first thing I want to speak about, factor one, is the FOMCs.
And you can see all of these major altcoins, just the way in which any rally or pullbacks that we see at the moment are being sold. Any rally we're seeing is being sold. And that's just because we're firmly in a bear market. Now, there's a way in which we can look at hedging our portfolio a little bit in terms of making some money at the end of the day to accommodate somewhat for a little bit that what we're losing from those physical holdings. And that's via the form of sort of margin day trading. So what we're going to do, we can go over to my desk and take a look at that into a little bit more detail.
Okay guys, I'm at my setup now. Now before we go into, obviously, you've got it clear what I'm going to be speaking about in terms of trying to, essentially want to make some money. We want to make some money. We want to hedge or offset a little bit of the risk or the negative that we may be with our actual physical holdings, and instead look at other means of trying to balance that out a little bit and accommodate for any losses right now. Because we are hodling. We are still going to the moon. But for now, we just have to go through these market cycles as I explained in my last video. Now, before I dive into this strategy or some of these things to keep an eye on technically, I just want to remind you, don't forget, please do click the link in this description, right? There's an opportunity for you, massive, right? As the brand ambassador of CoinCasso, it is in my right that I have to make you aware of this opportunity, and where you can just invest from a nominal amount of £10, and you can become, a part owner, have some ownership in an exchange, right? You've got to remember, in crypto markets with tokens, they go up and down, right? When we've got market downturns like now, the cryptocurrency exchange gains. When we've got upturns, when we're in a bull market, the cryptocurrency exchange, it's a win-win situation. Now, when you do get involved in this opportunity, there are many benefits, of course, obviously return on your investment, a lot of NFT opportunities, perks, merchandise, so on and so forth. It is endless. So you can click the link in the description and sign up for that, okay, guys? But now, to the nitty and gritty of this video, I'm firstly going to use an example here to speak about DOT. Okay, DOT is using this as an example because I have a lot of holdings myself in DOT, and I just want to speak about how I've offset a little bit of the, the downturn at the moment that we're seeing in my physical holdings, and how I'm making money margin trading that. Okay, so it's looking technically. We're just going to touch upon some things technically. In some later videos, I will dive in more deeper. There's a lot more in depth that we can go in technically in terms of my strategy, but I just want to touch upon some things. Okay, so obviously, we had this big bull run from July right up until November. You could see, obviously, a nice big bullish candlestick in November. You thought, okay, well, maybe we should follow up and continue to push to the upside. But instead, in the second week of November, we've produced this bearish candlestick here. Okay, bearish candlestick, and you see we left this lower wick. So really, technically, going by the textbook, you see this wick here, it needs to be filled by a body of a candle. So this is the body, and this is the wick. So you see this body of the candle the following week, it filled that wick. Do you see that? And then guess what we did again? We left another wick to the downside. And what did that following week candle do? It filled the body. It filled the body of that candlestick, filled the wick. So again, body, wick, body, wick. So anyway, my point is, look, we had a number of confluences there that the market's now going to head in to the downside. We're in a bear market, and so did we very much see. So what I did, okay, I saw that on the time frame, and now I start breaking it. I saw that on the higher time frame. Now I start breaking things down on the lower time frame. Okay, again, look at this wick here on this. This is on the daily candlestick. You see that wick there is left. Again, it had to be filled. So what I was monitoring is this. Okay, we're now in a downturn. So what I like to see when we're trending in to the upside or downside, I like to look at the periods of consolidation where we're ranging, range, subject to a resumption to that direction that's new, that new trend. So here, for example, now look, we're ranging, ready, headed to the downside. We've left a wick. Where are we going? We need to resume south. So, taking a trade in anticipation of this eventually breaking out of this range, you leave stops, leaving a bit of breathing room above, that where the upper part of that range. and then targeting, just looking left of the chart, where's the next area of potential that we're going to find some safety. This comes down to marking up zones. I haven't got all my zones marked up here. I will do that in another video, okay? That's because it's another strategy, it's another confluence, but I just don't want to overcomplicate things now. But you see, this is what's known as a pennant. We're ranging. Again, what do we have here? Another pennant. So what I've been doing is margin trading this and shorting DOT, okay? Shorting DOT. This is DOT versus Tether, by the way. So again, another range. I'm expecting that to break out and continue to the downside. And so did we see. And then another pattern to be aware of is a flag. Look at this flag here, okay? We had a flag, breakout. Now we've fallen into a big range. Okay, you see this big range, ranging. It's confirmed with the number of taps, you know, the upper acting trend line. You see that? See those taps? You're looking at ideally at least 3 taps to the upside for a trend line and 3 taps to the downside for a trend line. So you can see that nicely with DOT. Now, I was already monitoring this because I'm enjoying my moves to the downside here.
Nice.
But what I also monitored is this. Okay, I explained this in the previous video. We had Bitcoin, right? We had that head and shoulders. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes. Sorry. Right, so we've got this head and shoulder structure. So what we've got here is you see, you see this left shoulder, you see this head, and you see this right shoulder. And look what happened. We broke out of that neckline of that head and shoulders. So it's invited another wave of downside momentum. So you know it's going to continue to the south and head to where the next area of demand is. And obviously, we can see looking left here, the next major area, we could be marking up around this sort of 10, 11 area, or even here around 12, okay? Just where the price found support previously. You know, zones are quite, again, I'm gonna leave this to another video. We'll talk about zones in another video. But anyway, so you see how we broke out of this head and shoulder structure? You see how we formed another pennant? So similar to this, but this is on a bigger scale. We broke out of that, broke out, retested just a wick in there, and then made way further downside. Again, this is something you can be capitalized on. Look at these periods of consolidation. So ideally right now, at the time I'm recording this on Saturday, by the way, guys. Again, it looks like we have forming another period of consolidation, maybe a flag here to keep an eye on. We could end up consolidating, go up for a retest, see how this will support. It was a neckline of head and shoulders, go up for perhaps retest here. And then what we do, we catch rejections. Where's my arrow? And then resume to the downside and go to that next major area, which I was looking at. Okay, similar things right now being observed with Ethereum. Again, something that I've been taking advantage of. Again, look, if we go to the higher time frame, we'll start off on the monthly, right? Look at this. Look at this on a naked chart. You see how this, you see this candlestick here? Okay, again, we'll go over other strategies, but this is what's known as a reversal candlestick. It's an evening star. Evening stars appear at the top of the trend. We have a morning star, which is at the bottom. The sun's going to rise. Evening star, the sun's going down. So this market's going down. So that's an evening star. So that was validated in the month of December, where we saw a closure below that evening star. That's the technical validation there. So I saw that. What I'm doing on my weekly. Again, look what I'm observing. I'm observing a narrowing price action. But for me, I'm jumping down to the daily price action. And look what I'm marking up. Flag, breakout. Flag, breakout. Flag, breakout. And guess what also I had marked up? Similar to what I explained with Bitcoin. Similar to what I explained with DOT. Left shoulder. Head. Right shoulder. Head. Shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. So again, the head and shoulders pattern. These are the things, you know, this is math psychology. Again, this is something else to talk about. But math psychology, what is the bulk of the market potentially doing? This is tying in sort of technical analysis. How are the markets going to react to these sort of chart patterns? Where people will look at them, we tend to follow through on these. Everyone's been talking about them. So anyway, we had a breakout to the downside. Right now, at the time recording, we're forming potential flag structure. Maybe we're going to consolidate a little bit up to this zone up here, in towards sort of 2,800 before resuming south. And we know where our big next area is. It's down here at sort of 1,800, 1,700. As you can see, look, where the price has previously crashed through and we came down here for safety, you see? And this was formerly like a top area, see? It was a top here back in February 21, you see? Top, and then we finally broke through that. And then look, new demand. So it's previous supply, new demand. Again, as I say, I'm gonna go into detail about this in another video. So that's what we're observing right now there. Similar things again, just to give you another example. Litecoin, right? This has been beautiful as well. This is something I've been enjoying, okay? Again, look at the left shoulder, look at the head, look at the right shoulder. Big left shoulder there, right head, and then the right shoulder. And what's nice is, again, with Litecoin, we had this period of consolidation, forming a pennant structure. You see that? Valid, right? And then even spotting patterns within structures, okay? Like, look, this is getting ready to break out now. We're forming a flag. This is getting ready to break out. Flag, breakout, a nice momentum to the downside. And then what we're going here, after initially capitalizing this move, we watched for the retest. Okay, we know that this is going to act as resistance now. Look, we formed a flag in this consolidation. Remember I said these periods of consolidation, a resumption to the downside. Beautiful. So now we're at a big zone here for Litecoin. You can see it on the weekly chart. Look at this big demand zone. And now we're just consolidating again, subject to potential resumption to the downside. We could end up bottoming out here. Obviously, in an ideal world, we would have, but you can see the advantages that we have by just margin trading, okay? This is a form of hedging. Hedge against our physical holdings, but instead speculate on the markets. Again, keep risk management in check, right? And speculate and look at making some money back, offset these little bit of losses that you may have on your physical holdings on your actual portfolio, okay, guys? So that's that. Guys, just as a reminder, I don't know if you know, make sure you be following me at my Instagram, Real Ken Chigbo. Follow CoinCasso's Instagram because big news! Yes, I'm so excited. From Monday, so this video, obviously, by the time you're watching this video, tomorrow, okay? So on Monday, we're going to start doing streams. Keep an eye on the Instagram channel of mine and CoinCasso's because the timings around that will be posted there. I'm going to be going live. We're going to be breaking the markets down, any live trading, talking about any projects, any tokens that I like the look of, NFTs, so on and so forth. We'll have different topics for each stream, or I'll cover as much as I can in one stream. But please do make sure you smash up the subscribe button, just smash up the like button so that the algo can be in favor of us and more people see this value. Other than that, have an amazing one. Let's get it.